Hello, Aquarius. I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with a timeless reading. Before we get started with the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with the highest good. What I'm seeing is that it kind of feels like you could have been curious about something or wanting to know something or wanting to figure something out or wanting to learn something. But then I was also seeing the Eight of Swords. So this can kind of be like you get information and then you feel kind of in your head about it, or it's like perplexing to you, or maybe you feel stuck because of learning this, something like that. It can also be too, like, let's say this, say you're going through something and you talk to somebody because you were like, maybe I could use advice from this person, or like I just want to have a conversation with them about it. In like listening to what they told you, it could have been something where like maybe it wasn't aligned. Let's get further and see though. But that's the thing is too, that like you can use good advice and bad advice the same way. You can look at good advice and be like, okay, if that's resonating with me, then that's resonating with me and I understand where I stand and what's aligning. And if you get like bad advice, you can be like, okay, I can take that and recognize that that's not in alignment, and so I go in the opposite direction, you know? So you can use both of them. It can be helpful to get bad advice just as it can be to get good advice, subjectively speaking. You're figuring something out here. I'm seeing that it looks like you're waiting on something. It seems to like you've already done what you need to do. You're just doing the waiting right now. But like the action that you took has been done, the grounded action. You've completed that part. So now you just need to wait. Yeah, this can be like you've invested already. You're gonna get back what you put in. This is what I'm seeing, for sure. I'm seeing a situation is definitely going to be fair. You would see this as being fair. Which may be somewhat new for you. Maybe in the past you didn't feel like situations were always like leaning in this direction. And now I'm seeing something that you would see the outcome here as being favorable for sure, but this is kind of like the start of something new for you. Whereas, yeah, again, like maybe it wasn't always like that. But because you've been investing in situations that are more in alignment for you, like that alignment is now going to come with ease in a way where it hadn't been before. Meaning, let's say before you were trying to force situations that weren't in alignment and you were trying to make things work that didn't work. It's like you're trying to turn something blue into something red and you're like, I will not accept that this is blue. And you always feel disappointed because it never turns red. This is more so like you've been putting your time and energy into things that feel worth it to you, and with an energy of acceptance as well. So now you're going to see things return to you where you will actually get the return that you're looking for. It's like before you had been trying to make situations work that were not aligned, and you knew that, and that's where the frustration was coming from. But now that you're doing things that are worth your time, you're going to see it be returned. And this is, I'm seeing this be like a new way that you're doing things. You're investing in things that are worth it to you and things that are aligned. So yeah, you're going to find that this is much, much easier. Acceptance is like one of the most challenging things, if not the most challenging thing for us to move through. But once you get to a space where you're like, I'm being realistic with myself here, and I'm being honest with myself about what I'm seeing and what's aligned and what's not aligned, that means that when you go like interact with those things that are aligned, you get more things in alignment coming through for you. So things work out for you in ways that they hadn't been working out before because you've been investing in things that were not aligned with like your true values. And this is like step 8 of the whole process, because you have to like reflect on what your values are and what has worth to you. And you also have to be like real with yourself about like what it is that you're getting involved with. You also have to look at situations and be like, no, this isn't ideal, or like there's this part of me that maybe wishes this person or this thing were this way, but they're not. And so this is like changing your focus to, rather than trying to get again that situation to work that was not working, and then constantly being disappointed, this is about putting your efforts and your energy into things that are aligned, where you're like, I'm being totally real and honest with myself about what this is, and it does align with me, and that's where I'm investing my energy. So rather than forcing situations that don't work, this is coming through so strongly. You could have been in situations before that were not aligned and you like wanted them to be. And so you kept trying to make it work and you're constantly disappointed because you don't break even. But now, because you're investing in things that are aligned for you, you will break more than even, is what I'm seeing. And this is like a new era. This is going to feel like a new chapter for you, where you're like, oh, I was just investing in like misaligned things before. And now I'm seeing that that was what was wrong with the equation. It's not that I couldn't manifest this like reciprocity. It was that I was trying to do it in situations where it wasn't applicable. So that's what's happening here. And I'm seeing this like really be a game changer for you. But it's taken a lot to get here. Like, even though this seems like light work now at this point, it was really, really a lot to get to this point. A lot of work to get to this point. For some reason, I'm seeing you be like surprised that something works out and that it's like reciprocity for you. This can be too that you decided now to like follow the things that are interesting to you and the things that you want to be like a part of or involved in, and that you're like really listening now. So you're connecting within and then taking those steps outwardly. And I'm seeing you almost be like surprised that there's reciprocity, like surprised that it gives back to you just as much as you put in. But maybe the surprise comes because that's like not the case of what was happening before. But I'm seeing like, it's not even your luck changing. It's not like that. It's that you've like cracked the code essentially and realized that when you invest in things that are not aligned, you don't get back the reciprocity. And now that you are, and you're being honest with yourself about your values, it puts everything's fitting into a working system now. It's like you're understanding like the laws of things. That's not to say that there's still some stuff that you're moving through that can feel a bit heavy. Like, I wish I could have packed that and brought that with me, but it just was not aligned for you to bring. It kind of feels like a bittersweet energy of like, I wish that would have been aligned, or I wish that that would have worked out, but it didn't. So it's like a new chapter for you, but it can also be bittersweet. There can be something that you're surrendering, or something you feel like you are kind of letting go of and sort of coming to terms with as well. But I'm seeing you also, Yeah, it's definitely a bittersweet moment because I'm seeing you feel like really good about things in the way that you're doing them. And so like you're like really feeling yourself and your own energy and feeling good about that. And at the same time, there's something emotionally that you're going through that you're still in the process of releasing. So this is like, I know that I made the right choice. And also there's stuff that I'm surrendering to simultaneously, which is just going to be an adjustment. I'm hearing bracket. Taking the time to assess how you're feeling, looking into it. That's what you've been doing, and that's what's really made the difference here, is you giving weight to that part of you where it's like, my feelings do matter and my feelings are important, and I do intuitively know when something's aligned or it's not aligned. And now that I'm prioritizing that, that's why like things are working now, because before it's like you had been denying certain things or not aligning with them, or being like, well, this thing matters more, and then it's like this recipe was not working out and now you finally got the recipe right. Some of you have somebody reaching out to you because they want to connect with you. Like you may be getting, somebody may be like asking you to hang out, or you could be making plans with somebody or having a conversation about meeting up with them or getting together. I'm seeing something like that. It's like plans to socialize or connect with somebody. This is what I'm seeing here. You want to, as much as is possible, stay in this rhythm of how you've been doing things, because you're going to see that things will flow very easily when you're working from this space. So it's something to remember now, like look at how easily things are working now that I'm doing things in this way. So when you inevitably like get off track or get out of alignment, you'll be like, okay, I remember that I did this last time and like this is how I got back on track. Because it always comes in ebbs and flows. Yeah, whatever that, if you're still in a space where things are a little bit unclear, I'm seeing you very quickly move out of that. So even if you're still in that space where you're figuring something out, you're not going to be there for long. It's like you're riding along and there's this like patch of fog, but I'm seeing it be very small and you get through it very quickly and then you're out on the other side. So this is not something that's like a long duration. It's almost like just for a second, there's like this cloud of smoke and then I'm seeing you be out on the other side very quickly. Could have been just like a lot that you were working with in that moment. But things clear up quickly. And you may be going back to connecting with someone, working with someone. I'm seeing an energy exchange. Yeah, something popped up. And I'm seeing you be in a space where in order for the fogginess to dissipate, it just needed to be looked into. Because I'm seeing it revealed some type of inner turmoil that you were experiencing, that you also could have been seeing reflected in a dynamic that you have with someone. But I'm seeing you like work with them to figure out you may have been dealing with somebody else's feelings. like for some of you it was your feelings, for others of you it was like somebody else that was sort of like confused about the situation that you were in with them, and you could have not really known how they were feeling, and maybe you needed to also reflect on how you were feeling. Because I'm seeing there was like some sort of tension going on between you and another person. It's like you guys were meant to be working together, but I'm seeing it, you guys were butting heads is what I'm getting here. But then it needed to be looked into. It's weird because for some of you, it's like you were butting heads because this other person still needed to process their emotions. And so you may have worked with them to kind of expose their emotions to them and break that down with them. Because I'm seeing somebody that you like are actively working with. You're actively exchanging energy with this person. You have like a working relationship with them. So yeah, if this were you may have needed to reflect on your feelings and sort of bring it back into the collab with this person. For others of you though, it was this other person that may have needed like time to reflect on how they were feeling, and they could have come back into the space bringing up something where there was like a butting of heads. But I'm seeing that if both of you guys work together and sort of undress this, it allows you to continue with what you guys have been doing. Don't disregard the like intuitive nudges and feelings that you're getting, because I'm seeing something come up where you just want to be transparent with everything, and you want to be especially honest with yourself and with those around you. And to also remember like your motivation for why you're doing what you're doing, because I think that when you can get into this space where you're like, I'm trying to create like as much harmony as possible, then it allows you to be in a space where you're being fair and just and honest and doing things that are aligned. So it's kind of like reminding you of your motivation for why you're doing what you're doing with this person, even if that means like something challenging coming up with them. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.